Hi, I'm Amitai Meged. This is worthiness-based therapy, and today I want to talk to you about essence and personality. Actually, this is the beginning of a series of talks about what is real and what is unreal inside us. And we're going to talk about essence and personality, and we're going to talk about the idea of needs. What are real needs, imaginary needs. We're going to talk about primary and secondary feelings, and we're talking about guilt, about real guilt and false guilt. So today I want to talk about essence and personality, which is an idea that comes from the Sufi tradition. In the Sufi tradition, they say that the person is born with his essence. What does it mean? It means that the essence is composed of what we brought from our mother, from our father, and from above, our spirit. And when we are born, we are one with ourselves. We are true, we are authentic. We are connected, we can say, to our needs, to our wants. But immediately after that, we are surrounded by our parents and children and television and society and the culture, and all of these start to influence us. And because we want to belong very much, we want to be loved, we want to be appreciated by other people, we start to act in accordance to what is expected of us. And when we act in accordance to what is expected of us, we lose something. We lose our connection to our authenticity, to who we are inside. Now, Donald Winnicott called it true self and false self. And he said that our false self develops because we have this need to have connection with our mother or with our parents. And this is a survival instinct. We have to have connection. And when a child sees that his mother wants him in a different way or will not have connection with him if he will not behave in a certain way, let's say she wants him more like an adult, or maybe she wants him more childish because she wants to take care of him, or maybe she wants him to be funny, or maybe she wants him to be a man and to be more violent, and only then she has connection with it. So when the child sees that, he tries to adjust himself to her needs, and then what he does is he changes himself and he becomes much more false. And some people believe that this false personality of them is what they are. The problem with being in our false self or being in our personality is that we forget who we are, and we start to choose to make choices in our life that are not accurate, that are not really authentic. We might marry the woman that our parents want us to marry, or we might take the job that everybody expects us to take. And slowly we forget who we are. Now, Gurdjieff, who is an Armenian mystic who lived in the beginning of the last century, said that we need our personality. He said that this is a good thing that we have personality. Personality is affected by the culture and the people around us. And with this personality, we actually learn to behave in the way that we need to. I mean, we learn how to ride and how to talk and how to speak to a bank manager or everything that is needed in society in order to live this life. So there is this idea that our essence has to do with childhood. I mean, when we were babies, we were more connected to our essence and not to our personality. So now there are all those therapies and workshops that we go to, and we learn that we can free ourselves from our thoughts and ideas that society put in us and be free and be ourselves. And those therapies talk about our inner child, that actually, and we all have this yearning to be children, to be connected to our inner child when we were more authentic. But there is a problem with that, and Gurdjieff explains it. He brings as an example people from tribes in Africa or in South America who never met Western society. And in those tribes, the people were much more connected to themselves. They were much more in their essence. They didn't really think so much about what image they want to present. They were just being who they are, which is great, and everybody wants. There is this romantic idea that maybe we can be again those savages, primitive people in the jungle. But the problem is that when those primitive people met the white person, met Western society, they collapsed. Their tribes collapsed. Many of them became alcoholics or took drugs, and the families collapsed, and the whole structure didn't stick together. Why? Because they had very weak essence. So essence is not enough. they had a very weak essence, and the essence actually didn't survive through their contact with Western society. Actually, in order for essence to survive, it needs to go through personality. It needs to meet personality, it needs to meet culture, and it needs to resist it. Actually, it needs to go through it and be part of it, and then to resist it. Like our immune system. Our immune system becomes strong only when we have some sickness. If we are never ill, our immune system will not become stronger. Or a child who learns to ride a bike. He cannot learn how to be an excellent bike rider without falling a few times. He has to fall a few times. So the idea that we can just free ourselves and come back to be children, to be our inner child, our authentic child, is a wrong idea, because we think that we can just get rid of this excess of personality, of false self. And we think that this is an act of freedom. In fact, freedom is just a very limited idea. In truth, what we need to do is build something. We don't need only to free ourselves, we need to build something. We need to resist something. So we forgot, let's say, who we are, we forgot our authentic self, and when we were 16 or maybe 20 or maybe 40, suddenly we have this rememberness that there is something missing in our life, that we are not connected to ourselves, and we want to be connected. But if we will be connected to ourselves, everybody will come against it. Our wife will not like it, our parents will not like it, our friends will say, no, you're wrong, you cannot go this way. If you go this way, we will not be friends with you anymore. We will be angry at you, we will leave you alone. And something in us needs to build a spine. In order for us to stand in front of those people, stand up for who we are and say who we are and act as we are. And although those people will tell us they don't like us and they will leave us, we need to be very quiet and stay there and bring ourselves there. So I want to send you home with the idea that finding our true self, being authentic, is not something that happens by going back to childhood and freeing ourselves from all the burdens of society. Becoming more authentic and becoming more in our essence means that we build a spine, that we build resistance, that we can stay quiet in front of the demands of society for us to accommodate ourselves to them. Thank you very much.